Oh, Brunhilde, you're so lovely.
Yes, I know it. I can't help it.
Oh, Brunhilde, be my love.
That was the Wabbit.
That was the rabbit. Hello, 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 hello. We are coming to you live on this day of love. Way back, it started for Lupercalia's holiday, I believe it was, for the Roman tradition. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week coming to you with a very special Valentine's Day episode, which proves we've got nothing better to do than record a podcast on that special day.
Well, let's see. Rich, my husband, is teaching. He's got his class starting at this time, so he's already embedded deep into the interwebs. And I figured, what other day, what a better time to spend with you on this, this Roman festival of Lupercalia, also known as Valentine's Day, the day of love with you.
And let's not forget that Valentine's Day isn't just about chalky candy hearts. It's also the date in 1779 when English explorer James Tiberius Cook was killed by a mob of angry Hawaiians.
Ah, well, love still goes on, doesn't it?
Love goes on. Life finds a way.
It does. I'm wearing a baseball hat right now, James, because I've been looking at past shows of ours on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, my lighting is harsh. And so I know I've been needing to put a shade above my head in my studio lighting, and so I'm wearing a baseball hat right now, and I like it. It's gotten, of course, my brim is banging into my microphone, so it's not perfect. I haven't perfected it, but I'm trying.
You're going
but
for
the shadow,
podcast
the shadow's
casual
better.
today.
I am going for podcast casual. So anyway, happy Valentine's Day to you. I got flowers. It was lovely.
Flowers were brought to my home. A pot roast is cooking upstairs. The sweet smell of browning meat is filtered into the basement where I worked all day, tippity-type, tacky-tack away on my miscellaneous obligations. I just got back from Las Vegas. I just flew home on Saturday. And
boy, are your arms tired.
boy, is my schedule full. I tend to operate in two modes. You know, when I'm in Vegas, I just do sort of creative, lazy stuff and lounge around and look out at the sky and think about my life. And then when I get home, I'm like, oh yeah, I have a bunch of work I have to do.
Well, I'm glad your dance card is filling up, because for a while you were like, what do I do? So now it's
The
filling up.
things
and you
I'm
have
doing
no
now
time.
aren't valuable, but they do at least keep me busy.
Valuable. I like how you said that. That was very announcer. There's gravitas in it. The
That's
things
what
I'm
I'm
doing
here
aren't
to
very
provide.
valuable. Is the
Have you heard,
gravitas?
Kelly, today's headline that a priest in Arizona resigned after incorrectly performing baptisms for decades?
Yes. I was shared that headline a few times since I grew up and was raised in the Catholic Church, and I was like, wow, those little kids are just going to go to limbo now. Sorry.
That's right. They have been
Yeah.
all of their baptisms are invalid because he said, "We baptize you" instead of "I baptize you." That is a more technical foul than a football play. That's the silliest thing I've read all week.
It's one of those things where the new pope can just say, we're fallible. Of course, he can't say that about himself. He's infallible. But
Well,
you guys are fallible. And so, I wave it. They're fine. They're fine. It's just water, right?
I mean, it's not just water. It's literally that one word that he starts the blessing with. That instead of "we,"
Yeah.
he's supposed to say "I," and everything else,
I.
including, and I think this is the more important part, including the spirit of the occasion. Not to be not to make a pun, but the whole point of being there. I can't imagine any God who's a witness to this entire process and says, where's the spoon?" So I don't know.
This period is in the wrong place of your sentence. This contract is null and
It's
void.
not that
Yeah,
he
no.
did it wrong, but rather that
No.
everyone's interpretation of it is that everyone who is involved is screwed.
Well, again, it's in the spirit of the thing. I think it's very sweet saying "we," as in the family, the church, the community is bringing this new baby into the fold. I think so. It's a ridiculous technicality. So yeah.
There
It's
are other
ridiculous.
words you could get wrong in that ceremony that seem like they'd be more important to get right. Like, I baptize you in the name of Joe Namath. That would be a mistake.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
Right.
Yeah.
That's not who we're
But
here to talk about. We're here to talk about
right.
our Lord Jesus, right? If he
Right.
said Joe
Right.
Namath like consistently in English and Spanish for decades, that would be a problem. But you would think then maybe someone in attendance would call him out on it because it would be so
I'd be like,
obviously wrong.
yeah. And I have a feeling that there are other priests in service at this parish. He is not the only one. So you think one of them would pull him aside and be like, "Hey, you might want to reword this." I don't know. I wasn't there, but it's a ridiculous technicality. It doesn't, in the scheme of bigger things, it doesn't matter. It doesn't. But the fact that these people who are deep in their faith, getting their kids baptized to join the faith that they believe in, great. And then the fact that they get to learn that your child was not baptized properly at all, so it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Just
And
the
if
term
God should, in his judgment, choose tomorrow to send a comet to this planet and wipe out everyone who lives here, that random subset of his flock will not be properly baptized. And I don't
and
know,
they'll go in
man.
limbo. Is what it is. It's limbo.
Religion.
It's not purgatory. It's not heaven. It's limbo. You go in limbo. Thanks,
It's the
Catholic
DMV of
education.
heaven.
The DMV of Catholic heaven. Next. Now
48B.
serving number 68. Next.
Well, it's far too late for conversation starters. Sponsored this week by the S-Minute Compliant Consulting. Tonight's conversation starter comes from Muscle and Fitness Magazine. Kelly, what's one thing you did as a kid that you miss most today?
Bike riding.
Yeah.
I loved bike riding. Bike riding.
You get out and get on the handlebars and take out your aggressions on the pedals. Oh yeah, I used to do that. Ride around the neighborhood and jump over things. And and the bikes that they make for grown-ups are no good for that. They're like 10
I want
speeds and they require
the banana
maintenance.
seat. I want the banana seat with the monkey bars up top with the big flag on the pole in the back that waves in
And
the
the
wind
baseball
and the bike
cards
card
and the spokes.
and the spokes. I want that. I want the blue vinyl sparkly banana seat. But no, when I was a kid, I loved riding my bike. I loved going like crazy, stupid, super fast, wind in your hair and stuff. I remember I was probably 8 years old, maybe 9. And I have a good set of sturdy getaway sticks on my body. I got some strong legs, right? And so one of my neighbors had an older brother who had a moped, and he's like, I'll race you. And I'm like, well, you can't. You get a faster start than I do. He goes, no, I'll wait till we get up to speed and then I'll race you. And I kept up with him almost the whole way. I was like
Nice.
pedaling so freaking hard that he's like, you're at 30 miles an hour. And I couldn't walk for like 3 days after that. But I gave it
Nice.
a go. I gave it a go.
I
But
think if I were
loved
to get on my bicycle today, in the shape that I'm in, it's a hilly city that we live in. I would probably
Yeah.
basically coast to the lowest point in my neighborhood and then call a lift.
As much as I would love to bike ride, I totally agree with you on this one. First of all, the hills are killer. And the other thing too is that the nether regions, the seat is not kind to the nether regions
No.
and the gravity
No,
of
considering
my body
considering
on that
my
seat.
my age and weight, considering the gravity
Those
that
are
I bring to all
factors.
situations.
I need a much wider, more comfortable seat. I can't do that tiny little just jam it in your backside seat. And the fact is that my knees are so full of scar tissue, I can't bend them all the way properly. So I'm like biking straight. I look ridiculous is what I look like. So I can't do it. I just can't. And I want to, but I can't. But I did buy a machine, not a machine, but I did buy a contraption called a trike, Trika, TRIKKE. And you kind of the momentum is you push it forward with kind of like cross-country skiing motions. And so you have a handlebar, a straight bar down, front wheel, and 2 platforms that come out to make a V. So it's a tricycle, basically. And you push it along with like cross-country skiing momentum. The issue is it's great on the boardwalks in California, completely flat, completely straight. On the hills, you have to tack back. It's ridiculous. I tried.
I am gonna order one of those hover chairs from the spaceship in Wall-E. That's basically, it doesn't touch the ground at all, and it's powered by big gulps, and it basically just goes wherever I look, right? So
Yep.
I'll power it. I'll power it by turning my head.
Yep. There may be some bone loss.
There may be some bone loss. Yeah, that's right.
There may be some bone
I'm gonna
loss.
be a tadpole floating around in a little Grogu basket.
There may be some
Well, my
bone
answer to this
loss.
question is what I was reminded of recently was Saturday morning cartoons. I used to sit every
Oh.
Saturday with my shoebox full of Legos and watch the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show every
Oh, I
Saturday
did
morning, like
too.
going to church. And it's a
I did
weekly ritual
too.
I don't have now, a reward for a hard week of being 12. Janice and the Dozens, please send us your nostalgic childhood reflections today. And while you're at it, please join the Baker's Dozen in supporting us on Patreon. Your love gets us going in the morning. The link is always in the thing.
Your love is lifting me higher. Okay,
Copyright claim.
I know, copyright. That was my own parody on that. I have to ask you: was there a particular food that you ate that you required, or was what your go-to when you watched cartoons? What was your breakfast food for that? Did you
Wow,
have a
I
particular thing?
honestly don't have an answer for that. I think I think I snacked on a lot of dry cereal. It's like a finger food snack. But no,
I did cereal.
I wasn't eating much because my hands were busy building.
No, my thing was a big bowl of Rice Krispies,
Hmm.
and and it was serious business to get the ratio of milk to Krispies just right, and then you push them down in there so that you have a bowl that's full and they're crackly. And I'm one of those weird people that I love it when it starts out, crunchy and crispy and stuff. And some people are like, I hate when it gets soggy. I loved it when it got soggy. That was my favorite. I loved it. Okay, little sharing, little sharing there.
Well, now I know what to get you for Christmas.
A soggy box of Rice Krispies.
I shook this earlier and it sounded like Rice Krispies, but now it's been a couple of days and it sounds more like mush.
No, okay. So, I don't know if you've been keeping up on the news with all the blockages of the border crossings. There's doings going on over in Detroit and Windsor, where they've been blocking the bridge and not letting
The
traffic
Canadian
go.
border, of all places.
Yeah, of all places. And so Trudeau has enacted the Emergencies Act. He's the first one to do that and be like, get out of here, go home, you got to go. So that's going on. There's new information coming out about Hillary and the Clintons and something that could potentially be bigger than Watergate in regards to snooping on servers to try and find dirt on Trump. It's like, what the hell? So
Trump was capable of creating a scandal bigger than Watergate every 6 days. Bigger than
I
Watergate
don't
means
disagree with you.
nothing.
I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree with you at all. But now it's coming out. So I've been kind of keeping up on that, but I got to really dig into it to understand it fully. So I'm I'm at surface knowledge of it. Super Bowl happened. I don't know if you watched. Did you watch the Super Bowl?
I know exactly. That is the football game, right?
Yes, you are
Okay,
correct.
yes. Yes, that was happening yesterday. I believe they called it Super Bowl Sunday.
Yes, and LA won. The Bengals were the underdog, and they were expected to, but nope, LA pulled it out very last minute. I think it was 3
Wait,
points.
I'm sorry. Did you say they were the underdog and they were expected to win? Now I
Well,
don't understand football.
Well, they were the underdog, but they were the favorites. So
You mean
wrap your
everyone
head around
wanted
that.
them to win, but no one thought they would?
Yes.
Yes.
I don't know. What
That's
are you
fine.
getting at?
Now, so there's always one winner, is that right? Like a city who identifies with a football team. They consider themselves basically the victor in this
Sure.
in the Super Bowl, and
Sure.
then the others have to go home and feel sad and get drunk and tear things up. Although I suppose the winners also do that. There's no equivalent of that in my life. I'm sorry to say.
Okay. That's all right. No problem. No problem. In news of travel, there are more cities, James, that have been added to level 4 with the CDC and COVID.
Does this list ever shrink? Do the cities ever get
No.
taken off of your level 4 list,
They
or do they only
do.
just go up?
No, they do. There's things that get downgraded to level 3 and level 2, but right now there's a ton of cities that are on level 4, and they just keep adding it to it. So let's see. What is it? It's now swelled to almost 140 places, and that's basically showing the surge of the Omicron variant around the world. In early January, there were around 80 destinations there, so now it's 140. So the destinations added to level 4 as of today. Pencils ready? Azerbaijan, Belarus, Comoros, French Polynesia, Saint Pierre and Miquelon, and South Korea. So there you go.
I think in some of those cases, they might have been places that the CDC just remembered that they exist. Oh, right. I forgot there was a French Polynesia. I thought it was all the same.
I don't know if that's fair to those cities.
I've never heard of half of those places, and I'm certainly not going there. As long as you tell me that Fort Lauderdale is off the list, I'm still gonna get on a cruise in 2 weeks.
You know what? I don't know. I can do some digging. I'll get back with you. I'll get back with you on that one.
You know what I keep seeing? I keep seeing World Health Organizations of general stripes saying, Omicron's not that bad. It's everywhere now, and people don't listen anyway, so screw it. Everything's on.
Screw it.
Like,
do what you're going to do.
I think, and I guess I need to back this up, but I think Las Vegas just lifted their mask mandate, and because they're just sick of it. And it's not. There's no science behind it. They're just sick of the virus, and let's just pretend it's gone.
Oh, James, I'm so sorry. I just been handed this bulletin. I'm so sorry. Cruise travel has been at level 4 since December 30th.
Of course it has. It's been at level 4 since 2 years ago.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So sorry.
I will give you a happy report of all the things that went wrong on our cruise 3 weeks and 2 days from today.
I hope so. If anything, not COVID, not norovirus, just have a good time. That's all I hope for you on this one.
I will sit in my cabin and gaze out the window and play video games if I have to, as long as I can feel the rocking of the boat and the sweet sadness of COVID victims all around me.
You know what Jonathan Colton could do as far as to make sure that he, can provide entertainment for everyone is kind of everyone stays in their cabin, so they're separated, right? So hear me out. This is a crazy idea, but hear me out. He might be into it. And you kind of hang a platform off the side of the boat like a window washer, and he and his band are on that, and they just travel back and forth in front of the port windows.
Right. It's the Colton scaffold. It's been discussed. It has... Yeah,
exactly.
It's built out of Legos, essentially, Legos and Tinker Toys, because there's that community always fighting against each other. But it's all the sort of, I don't know what to tell you. They actually, for the last couple of years, because they have taken over the entire boat, notwithstanding the year that they had to skip,
Right.
the performance arenas on a cruise ship cannot handle everyone on the cruise ship. They can only handle half of the passengers, and so they have recently taken to doing a land-based concert for everyone once on the cruise. So everyone gets off the boat. The boat stays late. They party on land, and then they come back onto the boat.
That's a good
I have no idea if they're doing that this year or not.
I like that. I still like the Jonathan Colton scaffolding band. I like that. And you would hear kind of like a minor Doppler effect.
Right. They would go by every cabin very quickly. You'd have to be right on schedule to hear them go by.
Oh, I can't imagine the horror that would be as a band member. It's like, strap me in. I'm ready.
They got TVs in those rooms. When they want to perform for everyone, they just do it on the TV.
Oh, they do? Of course they do. I know that. I know they have TVs on there.
Do.
That just seems so silly. It's like, if you're going to watch it on closed circuit, then just stay home and have someone serve you, a buffet at midnight and bring you the chocolate fountain.
That sounds great. But the only way that I can get my basement to rock and pitch and yaw as much as a cruise ship is if I drink way too much to stay up and listen to a concert.
Which you don't. So, okay.
No, I
so
don't.
the cruise ship it is then. Good luck with you, James. I hope you make
There
it
we
back.
go.
This episode of Here All Week is brought to you by the Yes Men at Compliant Consulting. We go with you.
Hey, Kelly, I'm a pretty big deal around the office, but sometimes I need to convince my people how great my ideas are.
That, sir, is a great idea.
Thanks. I also need a professional service that tells me all the things I already know.
That's us, but you already knew that.
Yes, I did.
Introducing the world's most agreeable business partner, Compliant Consulting. We're here for you right now to do exactly what you want.
Sometimes my greatest assets push back on my blue sky thinking, and I need a touch point to parking lot their concerns and keep the needle where it is.
Yes, you do, because your ideas are always the sweet golden truth, and we've got slides to back that up.
Thanks. Compliant Consulting Partners of Western Washington is standing by right now to help executives like me feel good about our most outlandish ideas.
Brushed up, cleaned off, and presented in a style that makes anything sound good.
You know what? I think we ought to charge rent for time in the break room.
Great idea. Here's a line from Jim Collins that makes that garbage idea sound like a brilliant cost-saving measure.
Cool. And hey, is there any reason my IT guys can't push a broom while their software is compiling?
None at all. We always say if there's time to compile, there's time to clean.
Aces. You know what else? My family needs to spend a week in Cancun. Can I borrow the corporate jet and fly them down there?
Yes, you can. But wait, do you even have a corporate jet?
You know what? That was my next question. Should we get one?
Absolutely. Look at this slide. It shows how a corporate jet is great for everyone's morale. And here are some cartoon pictures of palm trees.
Compliant isn't like those other consulting firms who waltz in and try to tell you how to run your business.
Nope. We know you know best. So we're just here to listen and repeat back everything you say.
That's not all. Compliant has laser pointers, tasty snacks, and the patience of saints.
All so we can help you sell management's outlandish ideas.
You know what? I think our third floor space should turn into a mini golf course.
That's perfect. And didn't you say that a weekly karaoke swim would be a great team-building opportunity?
I think I did. Plus, I feel like the CEO's salary should be like 800 times everyone else.
Absolutely. And take a look at this adorable cartoon of your CEO taking his value to our competitors if we fail to satisfy his greed.
Yep, there he goes, taking our hopes and dreams with him. I'm sold.
Speaking of which, you're sold. Here's a pie chart of your company being acquired by a bigger company.
Wait, that's not a pie chart, that's a Pac-Man.
And the little dot is you.
That's adorable. I can't wait to be redundant again.
Thanks for going with Compliant Consulting Partners. We go with you.
They also do steaks.
This ad hits a little close to home.
Maybe that's a good slogan for Compliant Consulting. We hit
this-
close to home.
Yeah, it hits a little close to home. It's like, oh, do we? Don't we? Do we have one? Oh, I got the yellow envelope. Okay, I'll go to conference room B. Thank you.
Do you recall the new third floor space at a company we worked at together being oh look at all this new space we have. We should set up a miniature golf course up here instead of moving up offices.
Yep. Yes, I do. And I remember that idea, and it was kind of brilliant. This is our break area. We don't even have to leave the building ever. Look at this. Yeah, it was lovely. In honor of Valentine's Day, James, I have some trivia for you.
I have answers for you, and some of them may even be correct.
I hope so. Cupid has what name in Greek mythology?
I'm blanking on it. In other words, I don't know.
Eros.
Eros.
Yeah.
I get it.
You get it?
Yeah, he shoots arrows at you.
Yeah, Eros. In Roman mythology, Cupid is the son of whom?
Zeus. Everyone's the son of Zeus, right? Zeus.
Well,
Zeus came down in
Zeus.
the disguise of a cloud and
Cupid's
raped like a
mom?
rowboat or something and made a Cupid out
Yeah,
of it.
and they had a Cupid. It's Venus. Venus is his
Don't know my mythology, I gotta say.
It's all right.
It's been so long.
Also,
It's been so long since I felt
It's-
the sharp pain of Cupid's arrow in my backside.
also in Roman mythology, with whom does Cupid fall in love?
Narcissus.
Psyche. Falls in love with Psyche. I love your
Oh,
you're
that
trying.
sounds
now.
that actually sounds familiar. Cupid and Psyche. No, I know nothing about any of this stuff.
You know nothing about that. That's fine. Let's go something that's not Roman mythology. Here we go.
Please.
Who wrote the oldest known Valentine's Day message? If you get this, I'm like, the show is done. We have reached our peak.
Sir Isaac Newton.
No, the Duke of Orleans.
I've heard it both ways.
Who invented the first Valentine's Day candy box? Think hard. This is actually candy. Who does candy?
Pennsylvania
English-
Sweet
English-
Box.
No. No, English chocolatier. An English chocolatier.
English chocolatier. Willy Wonka. Is that England?
No,
I can never
no,
tell.
no, no, no. It would be Richard Cadbury.
Cadbury. Oh, yes.
Cadbury. Mr.
Ca-
Cadbury.
Cadbury.
A single rose surrounded by baby's breath is called what by florists?
Cheap. You're being cheap is what that means. They say get a dozen. It's Valentine's Day.
You know,
Schmuck. It's called the schmuck bouquet.
the schmuck bouquet. They've given it a fancy name to hide the frugality of it. It's called a signature rose.
It's called
A
a signature
signature
rose.
rose.
It's called the I've got three on the side bouquet.
Yeah. And I can only just do the one for you. But here you go. Here you go. Kissing
A friend of
increases-
mine and I were trying to come up with names for an expansion of, or not an expansion, but a new edition of a board game, and we were coming
Okay.
up with things that mean better without promising anything. And signature was actually one of the things we thought of.
Oh, there you go. See, signature rose. It's right in your. It's in your wheelhouse, my friend. Kissing increases most people's heart rate to how many beats per minute?
You mean, although as a general rule, most of us have variable heart rates all day and between different individuals.
We do. There is
Kissing
an average.
brings our
there
heart
is an
rate to
average-
a specific number.
It averages. This is the average heart rate that
Average.
that people get increased to.
127 beats per minute.
Well, it says at least 110. So parade.com, you suck at these questions and answers. Jesus Christ. God.
Wait a minute. That's a good trivia answer for anything. What is the
At
what is the
least.
diameter of the planet Earth? Kelly, what's the diameter of the planet Earth? The answer is at least 10 meters.
At least 10 meters.
At least 10
At
meters.
least, the very least. Oh, these are awful. And this is why I love doing trivia on the without even reading it, because then I get more joy on how horrible they are.
It's time for another cold trivia session with the
Cold
internet.
trivia. I'm going to type something in. There you go. Let's read what we've got. What emperor called for Saint Valentine's execution?
Charlemagne.
Claudius II.
I have no idea when Saint Valentine even lived.
Right. It's all right. I don't think a lot of us do anyway.
Well,
what is
you
the
know
Guinness
why?
World- What?
Because the fine print on those cards is so small. I mean, Hallmark gives you the history of Valentine's Day, but it's not something I bother to read. I read the friendly greeting and I look at the picture of the otter with the little chocolate heart, and then I throw it away.
And then you throw it away. Yep. One last one. What is the Guinness World Record for the longest marriage ever recorded?
The longest marriage,
At least.
at least 2 years. I'm gonna go way out on left field here and say 91 years.
86 years, 290
All right.
days.
All right.
So
I
you
think
are
I
in-
got it within 6 7/8%.
You're in this. Oh, one more. I didn't know this. What fruit was once known as a love apple for its alleged aphrodisiac properties? A love apple.
The
It's
apple?
the love apple.
The
no,
apple.
it was a tomato.
No.
The tomato.
Oh, okay.
Tomato. The love apple. It's just fun saying that. The love apple. Honey, what's that? Is that a love apple in
98.6
your-
Seattle, the Love Apple, coming to you all
Is that-
day and night with the sounds of New York City. Meep.
Is that a love apple in your pants, or are you just
It's
happy
both.
to see me? It's at least both.
It's at least both.
Oh, James, this has been a ride, a deal, a fun. I had a great time. What are you having happen this week?
What am I having happen? What
are you
what
having
is what is
happen this
happening
week?
to me this week that's beyond
Yes,
my
what are you
control?
having
Is that
happen?
what you're asking?
Yep.
I don't have plans. I just have reactions. Well, Kelly,
Sure.
I have a number of diamonds of various sizes and shapes. I
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tom Shane.
as I said, I've fallen into another week of heavy work. It's mostly God, I don't even know, honestly. I spent a good deal of today arranging my to-do list and checking off a few of the things. I posted
Okay.
some new game content on Crab Fragment this week. Last week I made up a game basically from scratch and I used it to launch a segment on the page called The Pub, where there's going to be a bunch more pub games, things that don't have a lot of rules or a lot of components, but
Terrific.
things which are therefore very hard to sell. And that's really in my wheelhouse. I'm really good at making games that are hard to sell for one reason or another.
Are they at
But
least fun?
a lot of the noise in my schedule right now is cruise prep. Like we're
Cruise
2 weeks
prep.
away from getting on that plane, and trying to figure out what we need to take with us is sort of a daunting task. What about you?
Well, first of all, for cruise prep, did you get a brand new banana hammock for this one? For this cruise?
I'm probably gonna go commando as I always do in
Nice.
this environment. I wear nothing
Nice.
but a sheet that I've stolen from my stateroom, and it's not tied very well. I can only tell you that much.
Ooh, peekaboo.
One of the great thrills of cruising with me is that I'm
You never know what you're going to
shameless.
see. Yeah.
I'm shameless and incompetent. No, you know pretty much from the outset that if you look, you're going to see.
Oh, things will be seen.
I don't wear a banana hammock in any shape or form. I wear what's more like sort of a trouser tent. I wear essentially long
Swim trunks.
pants that
Swim
are
trunks.
water resistant.
Perfect. I don't even know if you use the cruise pool, if that's your thing. I don't ever use the
No,
cruise pool.
I like beaches. I try to go to the beach if that's
Yeah.
available to me. But the cruise pool, I mean, I like going near the pool and eating the ice cream that they have in the
Sure.
little dispensers out on the deck. That's
Oh,
my
absolutely.
that's my pool
Unlimited ice
experience.
cream. Unlimited
Right.
ice cream and, tasty fruity beverages. That's a whole lot of fun where you just eat it until you're sick and then you're like, that was a horrible decision. You wait an hour and you do it again.
Yes.
I don't feel
Can't
sick
think
anymore.
of
I think I
anything
can have
else to
some
do.
more ice cream.
I need
Yeah.
a blended frozen beverage and 6 soft serve ice cream cones.
Yep.
And
You
then
know you've had a
where's that hammock? Oh, yeah. Where's that hammock
you know
I
you've
didn't
had a
bring?
good cruise when you come home about 6-7 pounds heavier. That was a good cruise. Yep.
I have spent the last 2 years preloading for that, so
Oh,
I may
good.
already be as heavy as I can be.
Good. Excellent. Then your gravity is going to help keep the boat ballasted in the water. Perfect. I love that.
That's right. They'll be wiring my stateroom with instructions where I should stand to keep the boat from from lurching too
James,
much in the heavy
James,
waves.
port side, port, James, port. Um, this week, Rich and I have started our house hunting extravaganza, and we looked at 3 houses this past weekend, and we made a bid on one, and we got an idea of how crazy this market is, on how
That is fun.
competitive this market is.
What kind of houses are you looking for?
Well, ideally, we would like a rambler. We want one level. We would like a place to age gracefully in. If it has something like your home is set up where the main living area and the bedrooms are all upstairs, bathrooms and stuff, so you could just stay on
If
that
memory
first level.
serves.
Right, exactly. I know it's been a while. I get it. But I mean, as from what I remember from visiting your home, if, let's say if like knee surgery or, you're recuperating from something, that everything you need is on one level. You don't have to go up and down stairs. Bathrooms are right there. Kitchens are right there. Easy to recuperate. But as we get older, this townhome living is really hard. And I know some people are like, stairs, whatever. But it's like, I'm sorry. I'm as I age, I cannot carry groceries as comfortably upstairs. Going up and taking the dogs out 4 to 5 times a day because there's no backyard up and downstairs. So we're looking for a one level. We're looking for a rambler. Ramblers are hard to come by in this area. I thought that there would be more because I was so used to the Midwest. Growing up in there's ramblers everywhere in the Midwest. Out here, not so much, just because of hills, of space, et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah.
And it's just the
Yeah.
design aesthetic. Ramblers are not a thing out here. Tri-levels and split levels are a thing out here. And that's what I found weird when I first moved. I'm like, what's with all the split levels? But, you can put more home on a smaller lot with a split level. So we started, and bidding is fierce and competitive. And so we put a bid on a home that was, 1,900 square feet. It had 3 bedrooms. It had a terraced backyard. Very minimal lawn maintenance is needed. It was almost a perfect home. And we put a huge deal down. We're like, this, no contingencies, yada, 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 yada. And the other person who came in was like way above us. Almost $50,000 more above us in what they were willing to give and waiving everything and all earnest money up front. It's like, we can't compete with that. I'm sorry. We can't. So we're back to the drawing board again. But it's like one of the showings we went to, there were like God, like 30 people wandering in and out of this house just to look at this. It was nuts. It was nuts. I was like, okay, competition is fierce. So it's just long, and it's going to be a patient, very trying journey. So anyway.
Well, you are fortunate that you are not yet in a desperate situation. You can take your time and find the place that's right for you, and I'm sure that you will.
It'll happen, but even our agent was like, "This is crazy." You know, she's been selling homes for almost 30 years. She's like, "This is nuts." She goes, I can't believe how crazy this is. And people are
well,
like,
maybe I should put my home on the market and have it snatched up for twice its list price.
That's people would buy it sight unseen, no inspections, no contingencies. You could walk away with a huge wad of cash like that. Not a problem. That's how.
And then I'd have to find another house. Then I'd be stuck right where you are.
Mm-hmm. You can come
or
with us.
I could live with my family at Disney World for 7 years, and then once the money's gone, I guess it wouldn't matter because I've lived for 7 years at Disney World.
At Disney World, and then you could become a Dole Whip dealer.
I could be a Dole Whip dealer. That's right. I would be down on the playground, with the trench coat and the Dole Whip, just kind of like, hey, kid, would you like something sweet and tasty? It's non-dairy.
Exactly. You can foist Dole Whips on all sorts of people. But no, that's our week. So that's what's coming up. I've never had a Dole Whip, ever. I heard they're delicious.
They are delicious, but as I've been bombarded for the last 36 minutes and 31 seconds with the sweet smell of pot roast, I think everything sounds delicious right now.
Got it. Okay, you are hungry. I'm sorry to keep you from your dinner. I apologize.
How dare you?
I know. Just ideas pop into my head. I'm like, I gotta tell this guy. So I have to keep him here because I don't talk to anybody else when I'm home because of work and stuff. It's just me and a computer. So you're the first person I really get to talk to during the week. I'm lonely, James. Really lonely.
I'm glad I could be here for you.
Thank you. As always, thank you so much. Thank you to our Dirty Dozens who join us every week. That's you. We really appreciate you joining us. Also, thank you to our Baker's Dozens who are our Patreon sponsors. Thank you again. Your time is precious, and we appreciate you spending it with us. Be kind. Be kind to yourself. Be kind to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community. We are all going through it. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week.